What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 11 of my Total War Warhammer 3 Yuan Bo Immortal Empires campaign. So as you saw last time, Yuan Bo had his quest battle, which turned out to be very nice and fun, giving us the Dragon's Fang as a reward, which gives us the control +1 for all provinces, which was surely needed. We also got to see the Jade Wardrobe and the Lions in action, which was pretty neat, and I guess we'll be seeing them plenty more as time goes on and we begin the war against Regrouping in order to take our objective here at the Great Turtle Isle. Of course, Yuan Bo does need to heal, so he'll need to travel in such a way where he will continue to do so. Out of curiosity, the thing that gives him bonus healing now, this enables replenishment in foreign territory. Does this count? I'm curious. If he's at sea, does sea count as foreign territory? It does not. Okay, well that answers that question. Probably should then either... Well, I guess we'll stay right there in our own territory and we'll heal up. We can move pretty far, and in fact we can land at the Blood Hall or something along those lines. I do have to wonder what of these territories we'll actually want to bother keeping as opposed to taking. We could easily trade the pillars back to these guys and then Wallatal and back to the Bordello Errant, but for now I think we bypass them and head towards the Regrouping faction. Anyway, you are going to go into channeling stance, and oh, speaking of channeling, we need to get you an Astromancer, because you have no caster with you. We could also go for an Alchemist, but we don't have them here, so I guess we'll go for the Astromancer for now, and... both of these are up. They're both decent options. Maybe we'll go Tactician. The thing I'm thinking is Martial Artist would help in terms of if we give them the Whooshing War Compass mount, but for now I think just and be a little bit more supporty. You are going to swap these units in, and then we're going to delete you. Sorry. But also not sorry. Alrighty, Lions in, and then we'll trade 3 for these 3. We can, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. 8 is pretty good. We need to make space for 3, so assuming we leave 1 Peasant Archer with 4, I'll take 1, and then I guess we'll remove 2 Jade Dragon, or Jade Warriors rather, and should be a decently balanced little army. Alright, like so. And maybe, did I do that wrong? I did that wrong, didn't I? Probably should keep 5 and 6. Now I'd rather have 4. Yeah, my bad. Let's do that. Right, now we're at 19 out of 20. I forgot about the Astromancer. The rest of you can go, you're not needed, and oh right, you have Solid. What do you have? You have Weapons Specialist. I'm not sure which I like better in terms of being an actual fighter, and this gives you additional armor, and you're a little bit lacking in melee defense, as well as 5 melee attack and 10 weapon strength, whereas this just makes you hit harder. The melee attack is the same, so we're essentially trading 3 melee attack and 35 armor-piercing weapon damage for 10 weapon strength and 15 armor. Honestly, they feel roughly the same to me. This one's a little bit more defensive. Do you actually lose armor when you're mounted on a Jade Long? Yes, you do lose armor. Oh, well then in that case, I think we'll take the one that's a little bit more armored instead. Alright, sorry to you, and we'll completely swap the units around. Unfortunate considering you've actually gotten levels on yourself, but it's okay. We'll delete you for now. We can always bring you back later if needed. You're going to need to re-channel magics, but with Solid you should be good. Also, while we're here, we got ancillaries. You can have a Swordmaster for that upkeep reduction. We'll keep the Jade Sculpture for a Recruiter, and okay, that's all you can have, isn't it? Alright, fine. Well, if that's all you can have, just double checking that nothing is on a Caravan Master, because that would be a waste. Corruption, Silk Weavers, you're not Caravan Master. You're not Caravan. Oh, but the Caravans can actually use those. Alright, it's fine, it's fine. You're gonna move up to the Monument to the Moon now, and then we'll probably send you out to sea, although I guess we need to... go down here instead. Not like it'll make much of a difference. Anyway, let's keep moving everybody else around for now. You... Do we declare war on Zatan? The thing is, I feel like it's probably inevitable that we do. He's actually been doing a fairly good job at taking territory, but he is allied with Vilitch. Are we better off doing that later rather than now? You know what we might want to do? Maybe attack... Okay, yeah, I think this is what we'll do. Obviously, we don't need to fight this because this is garbage, but... Yishi, we're gonna move you in... Or actually, no, you know what? We'll move you in instead so that you don't suffer attrition. Like so.
Shows the way.
Then, we are in a defensive alliance with you. Maybe we'll go military alliance. I'm just gonna hope that they don't declare war on Goldtooth. And this may hurt our chances of confederating, maybe, depending on whether that's actually a real thing or not. And oh, Vilitch is out there. Huh. Okay, I wasn't expecting that, I gotta admit. Well, it's too late to do anything about this now, other than back you off. We're at war with the Vilitch already, after all. We're going to propose offer. Yes. And the reason I want to do this is to force them into a war with Zatan and then weaken them a little bit further. Yishi, you are then going to attack Dragon's Crossroads. Man, I really wish there was a faction that we could give stuff to here. That would be fantastic. But, well, if we're not holding on to these, they're just gonna get erased. I'm just gonna have to... Ooh. I'm a little bit concerned that if we raise this with the Yishi... Well, I guess we'll see. Call our allies to help. Good, that forced them into the war. And we can auto-resolve this because this is trash and not worth our time in terms of fighting. Auto-resolve, tiny bits of damage, but certainly not enough to be concerned with. You're going to raise it again, and please don't back up too much. No, you didn't back up. Fantastic. Alright, you two can now stay together. Vilitch may jump you, but honestly I don't really care whether Yishi lives, and then Vilitch will die to the other army if it happens. You also can't switch your stances, but what you can do is pick something here. Let's get you tactical prowess and maybe the art of war through supply lines. Oh, we have to get everything here in order to get supply lines there. Alright, fair enough. Attribute, rider and speed, I mean that's fine. Grants various banners to your faction. Which banner is this? Infiltrator, speed plus 40 assigned non-character. That's actually quite nice. Do you actually have to be the one to hold it, is my question. As in, can we take this away and give this to you, for example? Looks like we cannot. Well, that's a shame. That's a shame, but what can you do? Oh well, at least it'll still be useful to at least one of your units. Onyx Crowman with poison may be a decent option. Anyway, let's keep everybody else going. You two are needed to head down towards the lizards, who will be needing to fight. And let's take out this little army as well. And the Dead Flag Fleet will be destroyed. Money. Both of those options were terrible. And you gotta be kidding me, you're still alive? Okay, he's still alive, and his faction is still alive, but, well, hopefully this time not for long. And go for it. Is Nakai near enough to attack us? It doesn't look like it. Too bad the, Nakai's little bonus faction didn't attack us. You are going to, I don't know, take the tiny amounts of money, and then keep leveling. Dead Flag Fleet destroyed, and you're gonna go into encamp to heal up to full. We will not attack this just in case yet. We will wait until the second army gets here, because I am concerned that, let's cross the water. I am a little bit concerned that Nakai is near enough to actually attack us here and we just can't see him. Now, I was hoping that we might ally with the lizards, but here's the thing. They currently own Lee Temple, and... Are you gonna take Lee Temple? And the thing is, we want to get Lee Temple for ourselves because of the... If I can just select you. Control +5 faction-wide. This is insane. This might actually be the best landmark, at the very least, for our faction. Not the best landmark for everybody, but it's damn good. 5 control is so valuable, so it's certainly something we need to prioritize. Move you up here, that's about it. Then let's check Diplo buildings, end the turn, and continue looking for a nice fight. Looks like we found Avalorn, and I think we're good here now. We also need to make sure that Nakari actually dies before he forces any of the elves to serve him, because that would certainly also be an issue. Might need to send an army up here. Anyway, quick deals. We'll start with you. Middenland still really wants stuff. Hawkland... Oh, Reichland, ready for a military access. We're certainly going to try to build up a relationship with Reichland, so yes, please. We could also go defensive alliance if we wanted to, but I think for now we'll hold off.
Affirmative.
Like so. Alrighty, the rest of this is looking good. Defensive alliances. Daughters of the Forest are ready for it if we want to now. Maybe we should. We could very much send an army up here to start helping out against the Dark Elves. I just fear that we may need two, but, well, we're making enough money to get a second one if we need to. Eastern River Lords. I suppose if they take this territory, we could just confederate them despite the cost, so maybe we'll hold off for now. What was I saying? Yeah, let's get the defensive alliance with the Daughters of the Forest. I'd like to access to Kisslified units anyway. And defensive alliance, go. And hopefully they don't lose too much. Alrighty, back looking through the Diplo again. And Exiles of Nahek and Middenland. We could actually probably force a trade agreement with Middenland, but it's fine at the current time. It looks good. Lots of Diplo, which is as it should be for the Jade Dragon. Now, building. Aymara Swamps. Let's upgrade everything we already have here for money. We also have a free space here by the looks of it. And assuming we don't go for public order, which, I mean, we could. It'll give us extra growth. Though on the other hand, maybe we'll just build the Jade Barracks here instead. This way we can delete it here sooner, which I have been meaning to do anyway. Forests of the Moon. Kunlun, you do have this dormitory, but I don't think it's necessary here anymore. I'd rather build it outside in Wei Jin. In fact, we can replace this shrine right now and do that. Otherwise, there's lots of stuff to upgrade here, so let's get on it. You, and then I guess, what do we have here? Hero capacity, ooh, yes, +7 rank for Astromancers, very valuable. You need to actually switch to the Bamboo Scaffold Depot for the construction cost reduction, and then I guess we need to continue with either growth or, well, actually, we can build that there, which means we can build another Celestial Tower. Gotta get that research. Next up, we got more cattle ranches, which give us money, which is great. As in for this particular faction, and then you can go for another of these spice markets. Later in the game, we'll switch all the spice markets probably to the trade exchanges because they make considerably more money, but for now, I need the extra growth. Alright, you're good as you are. You are using the wrong type of thing. Well, actually, no, you're not, because you wouldn't be... You'd be a military territory anyway, so never mind. Alright, Skeggy, let's upgrade you. And then keep building the growth buildings. Imperial Road, Wei Jin. I was just talking about potentially getting rid of this. I mean, we can build it now and then get rid of it, well, when this one's done. It's not like it's going to cost us much. You are going to be switching to merchant caravans as well, I think. Wait, no. This thing is going to be switching to lumber mill, because this is going to be a non-military province. Good. Then we have, hello, Paradise Gardens, growth faction-wide, that's what I like to see. We could also build a spice market, or we could go for yet another Celestial Tower. Get access to Jade Lines here. We could also, ooh. There's a lot of good stuff in here, but I am very tempted by guns. We need guns. We need guns everywhere. Alright, well, we'll go guns. Guns first. Other stuff later. Guns first, questions later. Aventner, yes to the wine. Hai Chai, you are... You're also a decent option for a fortress city, aren't you? I mean, you do have a single port, but it ain't much. We have a decent amount of fortress cities in Cathay, but they're close to the sea lanes, which means it's still probably worth our time. You are going to go for growth in this manner, then? Yeah, alright, keep the rest as it is for now. And would you look at that, we can even upgrade the Great Bastion a little bit. Beautiful. That's all done, so we can end the turn. Skip and outpost available with whom? Oh, the Daughters of the Forest, yes. Akshina Ambushers and Giant Spiders, that seems about right. Arnheim is probably the safest place to build a building. Mostly because it's walled, though I actually imagine the Tyrant Peak will be much safer later on. In fact, maybe Tyrant Peak would be safer right now. It actually really depends on how these guys move. Oh, well, we could always move it later. Speaking of moving. Alright, well, that's good. Another outpost available with the northern provinces, but we don't need it because we'll be hoping to confederate them. And good to go, end turn.
It is good to see you. Much has changed.
Alright, what do we have here? Join war against the Cult of Pleasure? Yes, but in a bit. And just give us a few more turns to get an army up there and we'll help you out until the Cult of Pleasure is destroyed and we don't have them bordering us. We'll be needing to defend Hexoatl after all, and we can't do that with the potential of Morathi coming to have some fun times in our territory. Feed the Ogre versus keep the Ogre on retainer. Recruitment rank +1 for 2,000 gold, not worth it. Feed the Ogre. Wait. Huh? Recruitment rank +1 all armies for 3 turns. Oh, for 30 turns. Damn. For 2,000 gold for 30 turns? Never mind, that is good. Let me give this a quick read, though. Dunroman, an elderly but uncommonly shrewd ogre man-eater, requests an audience. The bloated mercenary has traveled far and wide and learned the strategies of many a great army in the process. His wandering days are done, and so instead he will share his knowledge with the highest bidder. Well, apparently we're the highest bidder. Though his manner is abhorrent, we have much learned from this well-traveled thug. His permanent services will be costly to secure, but every one of our warriors will greatly benefit. Lovely. Warmani tried to destroy, but overlords of Jarduk destroyed. Oh, have they been confederated? Have they actually been destroyed? Maybe they have. Yeah, you take it the Skaven are doing well out there. Makes sense to me. I wonder if they're going to start fighting the ogres as well. It's distinctly possible. Hey, a tech research has been completed. That's nice. We're gonna skip the vigor loss for now. I want into contained aggression and harmonic balance as well. And then we should really start moving into the next portion of the tree. Damn, we're gonna need a lot more research if we want to get all of these Cathay and research projects underway and completed. In Yuan Bo, I see Koval is out here, but I don't think we care that much about it. You're gonna land at the Fell Cargo, see if we can't get something nice out of it, and then proceed down to the Golden Ziggurat and to the Great Turtle Isle. Could be a nice siege battle if they have it defended. Let's go for barrels of... I mean, I always go barrels of rum. Let's go arms and armor for once. Heavy iron. Armor, weapon strength, and armor piercing weapon damage. It's a very strong buff. It's just that it's 10 turns. Well, this way should still be able to make use of it. Keep moving. You cannot land right now, can you? Nah. I was hoping to make use of that thing that will allow us to heal up in territory, but oh well. Away you go. It's not a big deal. It's not like you've suffered that much. You guys, where did Vilitch go? Oh, he's right there. Looks like we'll get another battle against him. Fantastic. And... what? Oh. Man, this faction really doesn't want us to raise this place, does it? It's kind of hilarious. We'll fight this in a second. I just want to see if there are other potential battles to be fought. So you guys have not retaken Lee Temple, because either Nakai attacked you or something happened. Have to wonder where Nakai is going. Are we close enough to reach Nakai? No. Wow, the movement here is very iffy. Alright, well, we'll hunt him down in a bit. We will probably still want to attack Li Zhu here. But this one I think should be auto-resolvable. Yeah, alright. In fact, I guess it's now time to declare war on the defenders of the Great Plan. Wait. The defenders aren't at war with anybody, but Nakai is at war with... oh, they pieced out. So we would only be at war with Nakai. Fascinating. But we can't leave the Lee Temple to him. And we just can't do it. I do have another... wait, let's take a look at Confederation for 1 second. Yeah, it's still not happening. Maybe we go military alliance with the Burning Wind Nomads. Oh, they don't want to do that anymore either. Though Goldtooth really does. It looks like he lost a stack or two while fighting Draj. You just send an army over there. Alright, we'll just attack Nakai by ourselves. The alternative would be, how much money would it cost to get a military alliance with you? 4K, not worth it. I was thinking of having them, or declaring war on Nakai with them to make them weaker, but, well, not happening right now. You two. Which one of you wants to attack? We're keeping you around, right? I mean, I still really don't like Fervent Questioner, but we are keeping you around, I guess, so I guess we'll attack with you. Want at least one of these guys. Alright, so, declare war. Call your allies to help, sure. Sorry, Spirit of the Jungle, but it has to be done. We'll auto-resolve this because that's not worth fighting, but Nakai himself is around and we'll chase him down. Alright, good. Who else needs to move? We'll be fighting Vilitch in a few seconds, but the rest of you are okay. Ooh, I do wonder. Would you be able to set up an ambush here? still near enough to this guy. I doubt that Nakai will come for you, but who knows? He's got a pretty nice stack. It's a distinct possibility. And just in case, that should mean we should probably level you guys up. You have a point. Let's get that last point in Unyielding to power up your Jade Warriors further. And then you can have... Missile block chance plus 55% when mounted on Sky Lantern. Oh, maybe there would be a use for it. Wait, whistling rounds ammunition reduces melee defense and melee attack. At least there's a debuff that way, but the accuracy leaves something to be desired. I do like the harmonious discipline, but for now I think we have to go through supply line operations to get that reduction. Yeah, alright, that's fine. You are waiting for your Astromancer. And I guess, well, you know what, we're heading you both up north to help out against the Cult of Pleasure, though they look to be in pretty bad shape anyway. Alright, what about you? Are you still needed out here? I don't think so. You're heading out to Bretonia to get us some more trade goods / allies. Alright, that sounds to me like we're ready for a fight, so you, our favorite dragon-blooded lord, are going to go after Vilitch, and we're going to hope that he can't get away from you. Oh! Zatan the Black is here with 2 armies. Oh my. I may have made something of an error. Let's hope that we can return to the Bastion after this, because if we can't, we'll get attacked by 2 armies. Okay. Interesting times, though. Here we go.
We fight not only for our lives, we fight for our ancestors' honor.
You fight for your lives and your ancestors' honor. What about your own honor? Do you care about that as well, perhaps? Anyway, here we go. It's Vilitch the Curseling, and once again, we have our dragon-blooded Shugengen Caster Lord, who is pretty decent in melee at this point, especially with the items that we now have, but on top of that, the magical damage that we deal make it a very nice, well-rounded Lord, quickly moving around on that Jade Longbow with 110 speed, and generally speaking, I'm not super concerned about this battle. Let's go with that. Looks like Vilitch is going to pop an Earthing Rod for some reason, and then cast Glean Magic. Okay, interesting. While he can keep that up, I'm going to speed this up a little bit, since the enemy seems to be inclined to let us move into position. And there we go. They're not going to charge us. We will allow our range units to hit them while we do another Wall of Wind and Fire. And I only say another because we use them repeatedly with every single battle for this particular army. And those Sangors look pretty nice. Those shields are really fancy for a Beastman, wouldn't you say? I guess I get that they're Sangors, and Tzeentch stuff does tend to be of the fancier variety. But I don't know. Imagine being a smith and just making all these very, very pretty armor and weapons and shields and stuff, and then just giving them to beastmen who probably don't really appreciate them all that much. Anyway, the beastmen charge forward and are now engaged with our main line, but I guess the entire enemy line is engaged. Fortunately, we should be able to hold just fine. In the background, we are trying to fire upon the enemy aerial units rather than the range units while they're being distracted by our dragon-blooded Shugengen Lord, who originally went up to attack the Shrieking Skyrays, but mostly we want these flying units engaged so that they don't go after our relatively limited number of ranged units. And there we go. Though it looks like these Shriekers are pretty much done for. Screamers, Shriekers, close enough. Well, they are Shriekers, but they're Shrieking Sky... they're Screamers, but they're Shrieking Skyrays. The confusion is setting in, but hopefully, well, not for long, as the Shriekers, Screamers, whatever, go down. Okay, the confusion is back. Anyway, it looks like the last of the enemy melee units have now engaged with our main line, but are still being held by our piles of Jade Warriors, who are thus far not losing too much in the way of units. Over in the background, our Crowmen are going to attack the enemy Pink Horrors, though the Crowmen are so fragile, they won't even win a fight against Pink Horrors, who are generally pretty awful in melee. And we're just using the Crowmen for a few seconds while additional units of Jade Warriors move in and engage the Pink Horrors themselves. And don't want the Crowmen to die, of course. and they can continue then functioning as light cavalry and chasing the enemy down. Now, the unfortunate aspect of this is it seems like the Crowmen will then probably fall off fairly quickly once we are able to put something like Jade Longmas in armies. What need will there be for the Crowmen at all? Because they're very fragile, but if we're just using them like light cav, we're going to probably want to... Ooh, love the animations from Vilitch, by the way. Yeah, we're going to want to make use of the better units that can actually fight on their own. Speaking of fighting, looks like very few of the enemy units are willing to continue said fight. They've failed to breach our lines and are slowly dwindling. And Vilitch is also, well, actually Vilitch is completely fine because you can't bring him down, at least not easily. But you can certainly bring down the rest of his army. Now that the enemy pink horse have been engaged by our Jade warriors rather than our Onyx Crowmen, we're looking pretty good. Jade Warriors and Onyx Crowmen, Jet Lines and Jade Lines. Lots of mix of Jet and Jade, I guess, slash Onyx. Alrighty, and there we go. It looks like with that, the rest of the enemy army will shatter, and we are good. Vilitch is still in it to win it, but unfortunately, he will rout with the rest of his army. Wait, did I lie? I did lie. His army hasn't completely shattered because the Chromatic Abominations, the Regiment of Renown of Pink Horrors, will fight for one more second. These guys look pretty cool as well. Wait, these are Blue Horrors. These are Blue Horrors, right? Yeah, they are Blue Horrors. I was like, wait, these guys look like Blue Horrors rather than Pink Horrors. And there we are. Now they go down, and with them, Vilitch shall rout. Man, imagine if Vilitch was unbreakable, though. He would be such a frickin' problem for most armies to deal with. I found that in most campaigns, in order to deal with lords like Vilitch, you're better off just moving all of your forces away, and then just using range units to rip him apart rather than this. Though obviously Jade Warriors aren't going to be doing a lot of damage to him because of their lack of armor piercing, so hardly surprising. Anyway, we're going to do our best to chase everybody down, which I think should go fairly well due to our Onyx Crowmen, and then our Longma riding lord will hopefully bring Vilitch down as well. Though our lord didn't do too much in the way of this battle, at the very least wasn't needed to do too much, and still managed to get 67 kills and 11k damage. I think this is by far the worst performance for our lord in the sense of getting individual kills, but usually the enemy blobs up a little bit more, A, and B, usually we cast more spells than we necessarily did here, but it wasn't really needed, so we're fine. Alright, and we're gonna take, like, 10 years to bring Vilitch down, of course, even with us chasing him, which is a little bit silly. You know how there's like a wait for reinforcements and end battle thing? I wish that there was a thing like that with like, I don't know, chase down the remaining troops or something. Though I have no idea how you might implement that, because troops do just generally run away. Or at the very least, like an ultra speed that speeds it up by like 20 times or something like that. Anyway, decisive victory for us, no problem battle-wise, and plenty more XP to go around for our dragon-blooded Shugengen, who is once again a star. My lord, Vilitch, would you please die? Oh, he's so damn tanky, it's insane. But anyway, well, looks like we managed to defeat him, not too problematic. The main damage came in on the Onyx Crowmen, as in fact during the battle, most of them dropped to about half HP. It's just that they didn't lose a lot of models, which means that they recovered, luckily, because these guys are so incredibly fragile. They're like Kossovite dervishes or other forms of light cav. They just take very, very little to bring down. Anyway, it looks like our Jade Warriors held the line. We can see that they didn't do much damage, but our other units did said damage, so that's just fine. We're going to venerate just in case, because Zatan's nearby and it has me kind of concerned. I don't know what's in his army, but I do know that we've declared war on him, so we should be concerned about it. Now, Yishi... Oh, you can actually back away from Dragon's Crossroad if you wanted to. The question is, I guess, do we actually want to? If you go... Well, I think we can return to the Bastion if we put you into March stance, right? Yeah. Alright, let's return to the Bastion for a little bit, heal up, and also hopefully get a few more units shortly. We are looking to build a few, there we go, guns. We have Iron Hail Gunners, but it's the Grand Cannons, the Crane Guns, and to a slightly lesser degree, the War Drum that we want, so, and that's what we'll be going for. You should go into March stance, or ambush stance rather, although I sincerely doubt that the enemy's gonna come for you, and nobody else needs to move, which means we can do buildings and go next turn yet again. Imara Swamps, build up of that tier 3 dormitory, well, tier 2, and then into tier 3 dormitory, please. Forest of the Moon, Kunlun, we were going to go for the, I guess, market building, and yeah, I'll probably go for the market building, and ooh, soon we'll be able to build higher rank Astromancers here. Isn't it beautiful? You can go for this market building here. Nice, and on Chang Basin, everything needs an upgrade. And then here, since, well, this actually might also be another military territory. Well, for now, I guess we don't have a choice but to build the cattle ranch because it'll provide additional growth, which we need everywhere. City of the Shugengun, you need to go for the tea parlor. And then Plains of Shen, you are the last, and then you'll go for the Contemplation Gardens. Beautiful. Alright, those materials at sea are really doing it for us, and we're making a decent amount of scratch while we're at it. Alright. Unassigned skill points will skip, outposts available will skip. I believe we're good for Diplo this turn, so let's end the turn, and let's keep on going. Gotta move up north and help out the Daughters of the Forest. Nakai will immediately want peace. Aw, I feel bad. I feel bad for attacking Nakai. I love Nakai. Damn it. But we have to. He has important territories for us. Damn it. Poor Nakai. You are attacking... Oh. We're not really attacking. It's just a tiny little baby ambush. Okay, fine. Just thought to resolve this. Man, if we had caught his actual main stack, I would have felt even more bad. Venerate, I guess, that we are in our own territory. And he's right beside us, which means we're about to fight him as well. More importantly, hopefully we can move right past them and take Lee Temple before these guys do, because if we can't, we'll need a confederation. Hunters of Karnos are going to attack the Hunts Marshal's expedition. That was always expected. We're going to enter war inside of Ally, and then we'll need to be careful about that. You can get some Ogre Bulls, but you're... you have no crossbows. I think we'd rather add 3 missile warriors to this caravan. Sword of Cain claimed by Wastara, enemy killed in battle somebody. Clan Rictus and Clan Scryer are doing things. Not to be confused with Admiral Spire from 40k/Battlefleet Gothic. Faction destroyed Clan Molder. Wasn't expecting to see that. Clan Angren has confederated Karakadrin, which always happens as it's quest battle based. Magic has been drained from this army, which is tremendously rude, as somebody's ready for duty, and then we got some quests. Lots of post-battle announcements, and oh, Zatan, what are you doing? Why are you in march stance? Right there, with 2 armies near you. Well, I think we'll save this for next episode, right? We'll save this for next episode. We'll do Nakai this time around, I think. And I also still feel very bad for Nakai, but look at all those Saurus. It'll give us a fun battle, if nothing else. Sorry, Nakai. I'll give you pets in another campaign. Anyway, you... Celestial General. I still don't know what I'm doing with your army, so we're not going to go for any of these, though I suppose Skyfire is an easy... Wait, no, not Skyfire. Eastern Fires is an easy one, because we'll be using Fire Rain rockets pretty much everywhere, but for now... And if you were going to build you out to be a fighter or continue to do so, we might as well, continue to do so. Also, if you are... We could give you the Von Karstein Blade. Oh, wow, look at all those armors of silvered steel. I don't really see myself using all of those, but the reason that I haven't deleted them is we might. And the we might aspect of this is that they will probably, or maybe possibly... And, oh... You know what? We should probably give the Alchemist's Elixir of Iron Skin to this guy, so that he doesn't die. Oh, he has the icon of the Spirit Dragon. We'll need to get him a caster. Well, we do have Astromancers available now. You know what? I don't want to do the items right now. I'll deal with them later. Too much of a hassle right now. I want to fight this. That's what I want. Who wants to attack Nakai first? You, I think, can come in as a reinforcement, because you can now move in fast on your Jade... on your Jade Longma. You have the range prowess, although all those Kroxigors are going to be an issue to deal with. Nah, either way, I think Nakai will wait for us to come to him, so I don't think it'll matter. Also, for this particular battle, maybe we do put you on the Sky Lantern. Go for it. I don't know, it's a fun concept, even if it doesn't, or hasn't been working so far. Anyway, attacking Kaki's gonna run, and then we'll chase him down. He's not going to run. Okay, well then he's not going to run, he's just going to die. Here we go.
Maintain ordered ranks, move in harmony, and we shall prevail.
Ah, Nakai. Nakai. I'm going to feel bad after we inevitably win this battle. And win this we shall. We have 2 armies to his 1. Lots and lots of range units, and lots of melee units. One of the biggest problems for early game for Lizardmen is encountering dwarf factions because of the well, I would say relatively low armor piercing that the lizards have. Yes, the swords have plenty of armor piercing because they just hit really hard for a basic infantry unit. But dwarfs with their heavy armor are still a problem, and at least until you get a bunch of dinos to do your armor piercing for you. Anyway, we're going to be just as problematic for them in this particular regard because of our Jade Warriors, though I am going to speed this up and wait until our second army gets here. Is it necessary? Perhaps not, but why take unnecessary damage if Nakai is not going to even run? Poor Nakai. I feel bad. Just because I feel bad. You get pets, Nakai. You get pets. You get many pets. More than most get pets. There you go. He didn't get enough pets in my, or any pets in my Kroq-Gar campaign, so, you know. And me continuing to feel bad. Anyway, we're going to group up reasonably well here with a, well, pretty basic formation, but once again, just keeping our melee units and our range units together so that they all buff each other with their harmonies. In the center, we do a little bit of a different formation wherein we have holes in our lines so that the Iron Hail Gunners can apply themselves, and that's about it. Just a massive army moving to fight the enemy massive army, though to be fair, the enemy has plenty of Saurus as well. Anyway, here we go, the battle will begin, and we will open it up with the Grace of Chua Yin firing at the enemy, and I guess whatever other range units can reach the enemy, but these are the ones that we like to watch because of their glorious magical bolts. And while we did that, we've also used our Ancestral Guardians and summoned them right on top of the enemy Stegodon. It looks like the Stegodon is surprisingly fragile as the Ancestral Warriors, Ancestral Guardians, whatever, with their anti-large are able to do significant damage to that Steg, taking it down to about half HP. That's not too bad. In fact, I think if they didn't dissipate, they might be able to bring it down, but this is also allowing us to fire upon a lot of those Saurus. Nakai is being very foolish right now, at the very least the AI is being very foolish in that regard. Anyway, it looks like some of the Saurus have at least engaged, and engaged us before we were able to move the rest of the army through the trees, and thus the trees will be interrupting the shots from a decent amount of our crossbows. That said, it's a lovely matchup, Jade Warriors versus Saurus. We are an anvil and they are, well, they're Saurus, so they're an anvil and a hammer at the same time. You gotta love Saurus infantry, and would you look at that, our Celestial General is also now on his Jade Longman as well, ripping Saurus apart, sending 3 or 4 of them flying with every blow of that hammer. Looks like the Kroxigors have heard about this Celestial General and are gonna move in to attack him as well. And Nakai has joined the fray as well, but it looks like he's taken a few hits from the Iron Hail Gunners to the face. Hasn't taken a crazy amount of damage as yet, but will continue to do so. That poor unit, that poor Steg rather, is now getting focused down by our Regiment of Renan and will probably be ripped apart by those magical bolts very quickly. Some very nice charges from those Kroxigors, Sacred and Regular. And a very lovely cinematic battle. I absolutely love fighting in the Cathayan territories because there isn't a lot of like completely tree-covered areas and everything is nice and bright, so you see everything, you get these glorious shots in nearly every battle. Makes for a very nice campaign, doesn't it? Alright, even if it so far hasn't been all that difficult because we can rely on our Jade Warriors. That said, though, that's not going to be forever. The Jade Warriors do fall off after the early game in the same exact way that Dwarf Warriors do. They're extremely effective in the early game, but later on they will get overshadowed by so many other things. Especially as more factions find access to various types of armor piercing and plenty of infantry can outkill them once past the very early tier 1 infantry. Anyway, it looks like Nakai is in pretty bad shape. He is down to about, I don't know, 10% HP between the Guardian Warriors, Ancestral Warriors, whatever, and the Celestial General smacking him around. And it looks like he's gonna book it on out there. Alrighty, he's not the only one who's fighting, however, and I'm sure he will go down, but we don't need to see it, partly because it'll make me feel bad. And we are just going to go ahead and start making our way through all the enemy Saurus and Kroxigors. They have done some damage to at least a few of our Jade Warriors. This one in particular is below half HP now, though I'm sure we're taking at least a little bit of damage from our own friendly fire as well. Ah, you gotta love these battle lines. I do feel bad for not allying with the lizards, or at least these lizards, but well, somebody floated the idea of using revivification crystals from the lizards in some of our armies, which is a very neat idea. I hadn't actually thought of that previously. I assumed that they would work, as in the reviv crystals don't only apply to lizardmen units, and if that's the case, that's certainly something we should try to do. It won't work with Nakai's faction, but there are other lizardmen factions out there that we can potentially ally with, especially since we should get buffs for friendship with pretty much all factions via various means. Anyway, with that, while I've been ranting about allies and reviv crystals and whatnot, the enemy army will finally rout, and the battle will be ours. Pretty big one, even if it was just Nakai's single stack, and as we can see where the Kroxigors hit, which was these two units, was where we took the most damage by far. Looks like Nakai also managed to, or Nakai and his Kroxigor minions, did manage to hurt Qian Ho here, and it looks like he's taken about a quarter of his HP. That's something. And though, of course, he'll get a lot better as we level him up over time, or if we level this particular Celestial General. Not sure how many we're going to have, at least one, maybe two. Mostly I think we'll be using Dragon-Blooded Shugengun Lords, but to be fair, we also expect to be confederating all the other dragons, so, you know, there's a limited number of armies that we will have or need, but one of every lord at the very least. Anyway, once again, I tend to digress. We're gonna chase Nakai's poor Saurus down as best we can, and we can do so pretty darn well, because Saurus are very slow in terms of infantry. Amazing though they are. Unlike the Jade Warriors, Saurus don't really drop off that much because they, A, with their buffs, and B, with their general strength, they're good from turn 100, or from turn 1 to turn 100, or turn 200, especially with the insane buffs. Again, going back to my Kroggar campaign, but pretty much all campaigns. You gotta love Saurus. Anyway. Alrighty, I really do feel bad for Nakai. He just keeps getting screwed over. He got screwed over by CA repeatedly with the whole Kroxigor thing and the outpost thing, and then he got screwed over in my Kroggar campaign, where he was the only lord that was bugged and was not confederatable and just disappeared or didn't come back, whatever, even though he was supposed to. And yeah, just they screwed over here. Poor Nakai. I feel bad. Anyway, we are going to, I mean, I guess heal up. It's a decent amount of money, but our money's fine right now, and we want to chase him down and not have to worry about healing. And also grab the temple here. She'll tell us, Wonder no more, and Wanderer no more, rather. Oh, damn. I forgot that Nakai has such a great buff. I should have attacked him with this guy. The melee defense really could have been useful. Oh, well. Well, if he comes back, we'll have him kill him. Maybe I should have just let him live to farm the defeat trait. Oh well, too late now. You go for this. And out of resolve. Probably should have had the other guy leech some of the XP as well. Hey, another Serene Cloud prayer flag. And that's so swell. And just keep healing. Keep healing. How close are Spirit of the Jungle destroyed? I assume he will not get bugged, or I hope he will not get bugged, and will in fact come back, such that we can kill him again. But he should come back down here. I wonder if we should bother with the Jungles of Qian. I guess these guys do have a tendency to go hostile, and we might find ourselves a fun battle down there, though we are still waiting on additional better troops. Anyway, with that, we're out of town. I'm going to call the episode here. Next time we'll take Lee Temple, but I think that will be an auto-resolve. More importantly, we have a big potential battle against the likes of Zatan the Black and whatever he has. Deathshrieker rockets are but blunderbusses are frankly one of the scariest units in the game, especially for their cost. They are so obnoxious, and they definitely feel overtuned. In addition to that, we will continue moving southward and hope to hit the Great Turtle Isle and get our second objective underway. Anyway, stay tuned for more Yuan Bo. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.